My name is Atticus. I've been playing Warhammer 40,000, a tabletop war game, for about 2 years since my father introduced me to it. Now, without getting into the game itself, because that did half the video, in order to play, you need these little plastic guys which you build and put together. After you've finished regretting your financial decision, you might think you're ready to play a game with them, but not so fast. Games Workshop knows you still have more money. That's why they make you paint each and every model to a battle-ready standard. That means at least 3 different colors, a wash, and a base. And before you ask, no, you can't use your mom's craft paints, you need to buy special mini paints if you want them to look nice. You're probably thinking at this point, who would willingly subject themselves to this? And I don't blame you. Alas, here we are. To come clean, this isn't my first time painting minis. I've been an avid painter for about a year now, but I've decided that my standard 4 wasn't cutting it. I need to actually put time and effort into each model. Here are a few pictures of previous projects I finished. Some things to point out. On Belisarius' Call, you can see some very lazy work on any metal bits. I was so engrossed in the final product that I never stopped to actually make sure I was properly painting each metal bit rather than leaving them white. Or, on any vehicles, I always used contrast paint rather than traditional acrylics. This results in splotchy, uneven surfaces. For my last example, I painted this Space Marine but never used any edge highlights. This makes for a flat and boring picture without anything to stand out. But my problem across every last splash of paint here is obvious. I was having fun. No one who paints Warhammer is having fun while they're doing it. I need to start studying, learn technique, and most importantly, drop all other hobbies. So what technique should I start learning first? After spending a couple minutes online, I've found quite a few people recommending Slapchop. What's Slapchop, you may be asking? Well, usually when painting, you have to think ahead and manually highlight and darken each part of the model. Slapchop is a speed painting method, which is perfect for someone like me who needs to get a lot of models finished quickly. You start with a black coat, acting as your shadows. Then, you dry brush on white over all the places that would naturally capture light. This allows for easy shading without much thought. After you finish your base coat, rather than using normal acrylic paints, you instead use special contrast paints. Contrast paints are like a mix between a wash and an acrylic, allowing for a watery but vibrant coat usable straight out of the pot without needing to worry about diluting your paint with water. I decided to try this method on a fleshy, organic model, because I figured contrast would look nice on it. After some searching through my unpainted models, I found the perfect model to fit this criteria. A 3D printed Orc Warboss which I made a while back for a friend who changed his mind last second. In my first coat, you can see me repainting his entire body black because I unintelligently spray painted him in a glossy white which wouldn't work with Slapshot. Next, I painted all of his skin with Magos Purple. After a further inspection, I decided to go with 2 coats to ensure a nice dark purple on his skin. Next, I came in with some wildwood on any leather areas. I decided not to spend too much time on each and every detail, as the whole point of Slapshot is that it doesn't take long. I used enchanted steel on the metal bits, Creed camo on his vest, and finally Flesh Tearer's red for the weapon and eye. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. I'll certainly use this technique in the future when I need to quickly paint a lot of minis. Slapchop worked fine for organic materials, but oftentimes we'll be painting non-organic, like metal. While you might be able to get away with a coat of silver metallic paint on your sword, that won't make it pop. The solution to this, which looks amazing when done right, is known as NMM, or non-metallic metal. NMM is attained by layering different colors in a way that looks reflective. For this technique, I painted a robotic neck on it. I began with a black base coat. Hide any imperfections I make. It's really rather simple. A big mistake made when beginners, like me, try NMM is overdoing it. I used Dawnstone Grey as my base coat, with Eshin Grey for shadows and Borax White for highlights. I placed each color as it would look on real metal, highlights in the middle and shadows on the edges. Looking back on it, I realized my biggest issue was that I didn't spend nearly enough time blending on the coat together. Changes between base, shadow, and highlight were very stark and off-putting. On the cape, I began with the Mournfang Brown dry brush. Surprisingly enough, brown is usually the color used when painting in non-metallic gold. I finished up with Uriel Yellow highlight on the cape and painted the scepter with Brander Studio. My final verdict is that while it looks mediocre, for a first attempt at NMM, it looks good enough. I'll definitely work on this skill more in the future. The only thing I hate more than long intros is long outros, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I've learned a lot from this project, and I'll definitely employ these techniques in the future as well as improve on them. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to give your grade up to Mr. Gummers, and goodbye.